Global condemnation has been pouring in for Myanmar's military coup, calling for the restoration of the elected government. U.S. President Joe Biden urged the international community to come together in one voice to press the Burmese military to immediately relinquish power. Biden has also ordered a review to consider reimposing sanctions that were lifted during Myanmar's transition to democracy.
Well, I think that's why that was called out in the president's comments. As you know, we removed sanctions, the United States, I should say, removed sanctions on Burma over the past decade based on progress toward democracy. The reversal of that progress will necessitate an immediate review of our sanctions laws and authorities, followed by appropriate action. So that's why he called it out.
The United States had introduced sanctions in the 90s and imposed a ban on imports from Myanmar. The United States removed sanctions on Myanmar over the past decade based on progress towards democracy. Myanmar has been a democracy promotion project of the Western world, but there have been growing concerns about its backsliding to authoritarianism. Joe Biden assailed the country's army for the coup, calling it a direct assault on Myanmar's transition to democracy. The military coup in Myanmar is one of the first foreign policy challenges that the Biden administration is facing at this point. It's also significant as a blow for the Biden administration and its efforts to forge a robust Asia-Pacific policy to stand up to China.
One of the main issues that the U.S. and the Biden administration have to contend with is how their reaction to what has happened will affect the government's, the military's relationship with China, because it is very clear over the course of not just the last 4 years, not just the Trump administration, but over the course of the last 10, 15 years, that the U.S. has been in a competition with China for influence and power in Southeast Asia. We're not talking about a country that had gone from military dictatorship to perfect democracy overnight, or even in the course of a couple of years. It was always a work in progress, and it was always a very shaky work in progress. But it was a work in progress that was being supported and being encouraged by the U.S. and by Europe and by a lot of other democracies.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.